guys, we're back for another Dokkan Battle video. Now, we have a pretty interesting topic that I did want to do sort of a full-on video on here and cover. And this is, we're just going to be looking at a bunch of sort of data about how Dokkan is doing currently at the moment, right? So we know this is the 6th year of Dokkan. Matter of fact, the 7-year anniversary for JP Dokkan is in 5 months, dude. It's about to be the 7-year anniversary already. It's insane, you know, how fast time is moving. Dokkan has been around since 2015, and I'm here to present the numbers to you guys that they look very good for the future of Dokkan. I mean, we don't know, you know, what's going to happen and stuff like that. Dragon Ball as a brand is in a very weird spot right now because they print money. This series has been, this is one of the grandfathers of anime. They print money, but for some reason there's no anime. It makes no sense in the world. Like, no one can figure it out, right? It makes no sense. Like, the amount of extra money, like, these companies, Shueisha and Toei, would make if there was a Dragon Ball anime going on right now, it would be crazy. So, like, this is Dokkan right now, where now it's been, you know, years since the Broly movie came out. That was 2018, right? We do have a new movie coming out next year, but again, we're like 3 calendar years away from the last Dragon Ball content because for whatever reason, the manga stuff appears to be not really used until it's in some sort of anime format or something, because Moro is not even in Dragon Ball Heroes at the moment, right? Now, I assume eventually an anime for Dragon Ball is going to come back and stuff like that. It's just who knows when, right? Is the Moro arc going to be adapted? These things do matter when we talk about the longevity of Dokkan, how successful Dokkan is going to be, and stuff like that. Now, I will definitely say, Dokkan being there as, like, you know, the main sort of, like, Dragon Ball mobile game when the Tournament of Power was at its hype and stuff like that, and the Goku Black arc and stuff like that, has definitely really helped propel Dokkan. But we can go ahead and take a look at these numbers. And another thing too, man, I get a lot of questions, right? A lot of people ask, like, it's like, or say, like, oh, like, truth, you're gonna feel so stupid when the game finally shuts down and you've wasted $1 bajillion and stuff. And it's like, no, like, I don't regret a fucking penny I've put into this game at all. Dokkan has changed my life. If anything, I am gonna be so butthurt when the game shuts down because I can't play it. For real. Like, that's what's going to be upsetting to me. Not that I've spent a bunch of money that's gone, but I'm not going to be able to play it. The good news, though, is, again, with these numbers right here, it's looking like we've got a long journey ahead of us. I would be just personally surprised without really, like, I don't know, a lot of insider knowledge or anything like that, that I would be surprised if the game ended anytime within the next, 2 years at minimum, right? I would not expect to see Dokkan shut down anytime soon, and especially once we sort of dig deep into these numbers and stuff like that. All right, so Dokkan surpasses 3 billion spent by players since 2015. This is counting both global and JP numbers as well. We have a bunch of sort of like info we'll take a look at. So Dokkan from Bandai Namco surpassed 3 billion in global player spending across the App Store and Google Play 6.5 years after it first launched in January 2015, which of course that's JP Dokkan. Global member came out in July of 2015. The title took 20 months to generate a further 1 billion after hitting the 2 billion milestone in 2019. What does this tell you? Let's see. What does this tell us? It tells us that Dokkan is not on a downtrend at all. Right? Like, you'll listen to some of these knuckleheads talk about Dokkan is dying. Look at the data. Look at the numbers. Look at the trends. We're looking at the trends. Dokkan is not moving down. That's what the trends in the data are telling us. Latest landmark means the game is one of the highest revenue-generating mobile titles ever, joining the likes of Clash Royale, Lineage M. I've actually not heard of this before. That have crossed the 3 billion mark, among others. So according to Game Intelligence, Game Taxonomy Tools, Dokkan was the number 3 grossing puzzle RPG worldwide during the first half of 2021, generating 260 million, okay? Ranked behind Monster Strike and Puzzle and Dragons at 1 and 2, respectively. Now, real fast, These are juggernauts on the JP App Store. Juggernauts, dude. No shot. Like, if like Dokkan ever fails to hit top grossing on a banner, typically throughout the years, I feel like Monster Strike is the main one, right? Like, LR Rose Goku Black, during the 5th anniversary did not get top grossing because Monster Strike had a Demon Slayer collab at the time, right? And Dokkan was not able to beat the Demon Slayer collab. So it's like like Dokkan, like these are giants. And Puzzle and Dragons, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this just hit its 10-year anniversary, Puzzle and Dragons. So it's like, we've got this sitting here. I see no reason why we would expect Dokkan to die anytime soon. And the thing is, too, with Dokkan, in terms of, like, new characters, new forms, and stuff like that, again, like, if a new anime would happen, and we would get, you know, the new God of Destruction, Vegeta, and Moro, and all these characters in the game, obviously Dokkan is, you know, boom. People are going to be going crazy for those. But even without that, I mean, Dokkan has introduced characters like Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, who, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is not that old of a character to be introduced in Dragon Ball Heroes. I believe it's only the end of 2018 where Super Saiyan 4 Vegito was first revealed. Like, his debut was right around the same time as Blue Gogeta. Those characters had very similar time frames for when they actually debuted, right? So, you know, getting a lot of those Dragon Ball Hero characters, like, you know, we're going to be getting Heroes stuff in November. Every year in November, we get Dragon Ball Heroes stuff. Global likely is probably going to be getting it at the same time since we had that last year, right? We very well might get, like, masked Super Saiyan 3 Rose Goku Black. Might actually be, like, a character that would be coming out in November with Heroes, right? It's going to be exciting. You know, and that's the type of stuff. That's what really will help propel this game forward, right? Because eventually they are going to, you know, do a lot of the good animations for major characters, but it's like, go look at Dragon Ball Z Gogeta, right? He did like one attack, basically. Well, I guess you could sort of say he did two. He did that little like mini combo, and then he did the Stardust Breaker after that, and Janemba is dead. But they sort of like created animations for that Gogeta. They took references for Gogeta. Some of it was from Gogeta vs. Hearts in Dragon Ball Heroes. You know, like some of the Goku and Vegeta attacks for that Tech Gogeta unit were taken from Goku and Majin Vegeta's fight, right? Like they're not like, they're gonna find plenty of ways to sort of get these animations for these major characters. So again, the point of this video is to say I do not expect or anticipate the downfall of Dokkan anytime soon with the revenue it's pulling in. I mean, they could just pull the plug, right? Like, I talked to Rhyme, and Rhyme said, like, some of these game companies, they don't care how much money the game is making. Like, if they feel like it's time, it's time. But, like, I don't know. I feel like they would really not be using their brain to just get rid of a cash cow like this. It just doesn't seem very realistic to me, right? So, Dokkan typically sees revenue spikes in February and July. That's, you know, again, the JP anniversary and the global anniversary. Coinciding with anniversary celebrations and special in-game events. July 2021 was the title's third best month ever for player spending with 80 million. Best month ever came in February 2019. Interesting. Oh, okay. Because this is the LR Super Saiyan 4s for JP, but then Global had Blue Gogeta and Broly. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, like, that would be higher than, like, the 5-year anniversary, you know, which was February of 2020, basically, where, you know, it's the Blue Fusions, but what did Global have at that time? I don't even remember. Like, Piccolo or something? It was like Piccolo was in January. It was like something, you know, like that. Like Piccolo or Future Gohan or something like that people don't really care about too much, right? So, you know, this does make sense. I mean, July 2021, again, still having its third best month ever. Okay, I'll take it. Sure. Second highest grossing month was July 2020. So, Tech Gogeta and UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta from July 2021 didn't make as much money as the Blue Fusions and then LR Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta from July of 2020. Okay, so, I mean, we could point out like a small downtrend right there, but it's still the third best month ever, right? So not really that bad. Yeah, so July does feel like the most hype to me in the community, on YouTube, stuff like that. Like to me, it does feel like July, right, is usually sort of like the high point, right? Because again, it's like the JP anniversary is amazing, but a lot of times Global doesn't have the most hypest shit to match up with it. In February 2019, they did though, because Blue, Gogeta, and Broly, that's when they dropped them, right? Not just for player spending, July 2021 was its best months for downloads since August of 2017. Again, I saw a lot of dickheads on there. So, the game is dying. There's no downloads at all. Well, guess you're wrong. The title accumulating 1.6 million installs. 80% came from Google Play. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed. Legends has always done like a lot of marketing, like trailers and sort of like teasers and stuff like that, right? Like they've always pushed Legends in that way, but they've never really seemed to have done that with Dokkan until recently, right? So now that they're doing a lot of these sort of like trailers and teasers, and they're just trying a little bit more with social media and stuff like that, it's not surprising that they're getting a lot of downloads. I mean, dude, August of 2017? This is its best month since then. Like that's good. Again, and here's the thing. I think all players. I mean, Global had a rocky start to the year. I have no inside knowledge of this or nothing. This is just a theory. I mean, I've discussed it with some people who said like it's very, very possible or even likely, but no inside knowledge about this. But to me, it seems as though 2020, a lot of Dokkan celebrations, stuff like that, were very mediocre or mid. And I do think that the pandemic had a lot to do with that, right? Now, I do know that Legends, for sure, that confirmed that Legends had some problems because of the pandemic. But I imagine Dokkan did as well, because you look at how Dokkan has done in 2021 with their celebrations, content, EZAs, everything. So, again, it's not surprising with how incredible Dokkan has been operating, I feel like, in this year, too. It's just not surprising to see how good it's doing right now. All right, top markets. JP, Japan, ranks as the #1 revenue generating market for Dokkan. Not surprising. Title generating 1.8 billion, or 60% of total player spending. But I mean, hey, dude, look at that. Global is still ranked at like it's only 60-40, right? Global, all the other countries have still earned over $1 billion, right? Because again, it's over 3 billion right there, so that's good. United States ranks #2 for revenue, and France is #3. Makes sense. France always, pulling up strong for top grossing. France does appear to have a very passionate and strong, like, not just Dokkan community, but Dragon Ball in general. So definitely shout outs to France there. App Store accounts for the majority of lifetime player spending. 51% of all revenue. Google Play has 48%. I honestly surprised it's that close. Right, because it's like JP Dokkan, always is hitting #1 in the App Store, but Google Play is rare. Like JP lately will hit Google Play top grossing like once a year or something like that, right? That's it's not common for Dokkan to get top grossing on Google Play. Titles accumulated 67 million downloads worldwide to date. Japan ranks as the #1 country for installs, picking up 11.5 million, or 17% of the total. United States is 2, and Brazil is 3. Gotcha. Google Play represents... Oh, by the way, so this right here. So the game has been downloaded 67 million times. The reason, we've got like the 350 million download celebration and stuff like that is because, I guess, apparently what Dokkan does, they do count like re-rolls and stuff like that in that. In sort of the numbers that they're like reaching with that, again, like 350 million download and stuff like that, right? Google Play represents the lion's share of the title's downloads to date, 76% of the total. Okay. App Store has 24%. Okay, and then we have some other numbers right here. I don't know exactly where this is from. Shout out to Soap right here for tweeting this out. I think this might be from one of their YouTube videos. I was actually looking around and I couldn't find the source of where this came from. But, I mean, this is obviously Sensor Tower data as well, right? You could tell. So let's take a look at this, right? So here's Global Dokkan, #1, and JP Dokkan at #2. Look at this, dude. 300K downloads right there. Compared to all these other, like, games and stuff like that, right? Look, there it is. It's above Legends. And Legends, July, it's not like July was like the craziest shit ever for Legends, but they still were coming off, like, when did Gohan release? Let me just quickly, I want to quickly just take a look. When did that Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 like transforming Gohan release in Legends? That, I mean, it's potentially having a hand in killing the game, by the way, right? Like that Gohan is needless to say pretty insane. Okay, here, let me see. I'm just gonna pull up like Garesh's summon video, I guess. Yeah, here. Okay. Here's Garesh's summon video for Gohan. And there's no date. I love that. Thank you. Okay, sure. All right, here's Garesh's showcase. Hey guys, you want to give me a date? June 25th. Okay, so, yeah, it's like a lot. It would be hard to count this then. Most of the summons, seems like the lion's share of the summons for that Gohan then would have come in June and not July for Legends. Whereas, like, what is this? Like, Frieza, I guess, is what we're counting there. Honestly, I feel like Legends, considering mostly of July was probably just Frieza, it's probably good in terms of their downloads, but look at the revenue. So Legends combined pulled in 8 million and Dokkan pulled in 27 million. Do you think there's a bit of a difference there between Legends pulling in 8 and Dokkan pulling in 27? Like, I feel like that's a huge discrepancy. I'd like to see what the numbers were for Legends Anniversary, though, in terms of its revenue, right? But it's, I mean, you just look at this, man. Like, Dokkan, I don't know. I just do not foresee the death or demise of Dokkan anytime soon. I think it's been very heavily exaggerated. I think there's a lot. Dokkan's been around for a long time, man. 6 years, right? So you've got a lot of people who are tired of Dokkan. They're bored of it. Dude, it's not a surprise. People are bored of Xenoverse 2. That's been getting updates and shit since 2016, right? It came out in 2016. It's not surprising. It's an old game, right? So, like, people are going to get sick of it. And you'll hear people say, like, oh, you know, Dokkan, it's not like the glory days of when Physical Vegito Blue came out. Newsflash, those days sucked ass compared to this time. Back then, dude, the banners were worse. It was harder to get the units, right? There was no pity. The coin system didn't exist, right? Like all these, like, good systems, the difficult content didn't exist. Easy A's didn't exist. All this shit wasn't even out back then. The game is 500 times better than it was back then. It's just nostalgia talking. Dokkan has improved dramatically. Now, there's still a hell of a lot more they could do. Friend system, better card art, updating sprites, just updating the framework of the game, making it look more modern. There is, for sure, a million things they could do better, but I feel like Dokkan has done well, man. And I don't anticipate its death anytime soon, right? At least, again, within the next 2 years, I'd be stunned. When they're pulling in money like this, dude, they're dropping, like, Gogeta, like, Tech Gogeta. Like, when did the Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn movie come out? Let me just quickly look this up. Hold on. March 4th of 1995, right? Fusion Reborn release date. So it's like Gogeta dropped in 95. I was 5 years old when Super Gogeta came out. And then Dokkan, you know, here we are 2021, July of 2021. This is the main headliner for JP Dokkan during one of its biggest celebrations of the year, right? Damn, dude, look at this. March 4th and then Wrath of Dragon was July 15th. They were built different back then, dude. Pushing out movies that fast? Holy hell. But yeah, I don't know. So let me know what you guys think of all these numbers, man. Again, Dokkan is looking pretty good. I think Dokkan is doing very well in how they're managing the game right now. Could they be doing better? Sure. Literally, like, could they do better? I could do better of everything in life. You could do better everything in life. Like, it's like, yeah, for sure. But, like, I feel like they are doing pretty good right now, right? So let me know what you guys think of all the numbers we've got here that we looked at. But again, as you know, I'm a big time Dokkan content creator. I'm not really too concerned about the future as of yet, right? Dokkan is looking pretty good. It just would be very, I just think unrealistic to think that they're going to shut this cash cow down anytime soon, because that's what it is. It's a cash cow. So, I mean, we'll see what the numbers for the Worldwide Download Celebration looks like with Namek Saga, right? Which is like, I mean, like, let me see, like, so like Dragon Ball Z manga chapter, like, 250. release date. I think like 250-ish is probably right around Namek and stuff like that. Here, let me just quickly take a look here. Well, no. I mean, I'd only be looking at the volumes, not the actual chapter. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this right here. So chapter 250, right? This is looking to me like Goku arriving on Namek. 89. This is before I wasn't born yet. Let me take a look. Yeah, 251. Yeah, this is Goku like fighting like right after he arrives to fight the Ginyu Force and stuff like that. It seems like, or no, this is a little bit earlier. That's when he revives and is going to Namek. He's about to leave for Namek. Okay, but like that's 89. Like if the worldwide celebration is gonna drop these characters, right? Namek, Goku, and Frieza, and like they just cash cow crazy. Like these are characters from that existed before I was even alive, right? So. Dokkan is looking good. Again, let me know what you guys think of all the numbers and stuff like that. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.